Minister P. Chidambaram by 4 days in connection with INX Media case. He will be produced before the court on the 30th of August. Supreme Court refuses to entertain Congress leader P. Chidambaram's plea seeking anticipatory bail in corruption case lodged by CBI. In INX Media scam, Apex Court says his petition has become infructuous as Chidambaram has already been arrested by the CBI. Supreme Court asked P. Chidambaram to move regular bail before appropriate court. In Amrapali case, Supreme Court directs that amount of Rs 7 crores be released from Supreme Court bank account to National Buildings Construction Corporation for remaining construction of 2 projects in Noida and Greater Noida. Apex Court asked forensic auditors to supply copy of report to ED and Economic Offence Wing. Court also asked Noida and Greater Noida authorities to create special cell for each project to ensure speedy work of unfinished projects. Government cracks down on corruption, forcibly retires 22 more CBIC officers over alleged corruption charges. CBIC statement says this extreme step has been taken in public interest due to corruption and other charges and CBI traps. Home Minister Amit Shah holds meeting in Vigyan Bhavan with union ministers and chief ministers of Naxal-affected states, reviews development projects and issues related to Naxalism. Home Minister Amit Shah also holds meeting with chief ministers of left-wing extremism affected states and reviews status of issues related to the security and development in 10 states in New Delhi. In J&K, government decides to hold Block Development Council elections across the state. Addressing media, government spokesperson Rohit Kansal says elections would be held for 316 BDCs across Jammu and Kashmir, for which necessary exercise has been completed in Kashmir, while in Jammu it is in the last lap. Bahujan Samaj Party President Mayawati lashes out at opposition party's attempted visit to Srinagar after scrapping of J&K's special status. In a series of tweets, Mayawati says it is well known that Baba Saheb Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar was in favour of equality, unity and integrity of the country. Hence, he was not in favour of the separate provision of Article 370 for Jammu and Kashmir. Because of this, BSP had supported its scrapping in the parliament. Former Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley's ashes immersed in the holy Ganga at Haridwar in Uttarakhand. Jaitley's ashes were immersed in the Ganga by his family members in the presence of several senior leaders of the BJP. On the occasion of birth anniversary of Mother Teresa, peace prayers performed at Mother House in Kolkata in the saint's memory. BSE benchmark Sensex skyrockets 793 points on Monday, led by gains in banking stocks. Sensex ends 792.96 points or 2.16% higher at 37,494.12. Nifty reclaims the 11,000 level, advancing 228.50 points or 2.11% to 11,057.85. Rising for the 5th consecutive day, gold prices on Monday again surpassed previous high by surging 675 rupees to 39,670 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital. Silver soars 1,450 rupees to 46,550 rupees per kg. Central Vigilance Commission constitutes advisory board for banking frauds headed by former Vigilance Commissioner T.M. Bhasin to examine bank fraud over Rs 50 crores and recommend action. Board's jurisdiction would be confined to cases involving officers of General Manager cadre and above in respect of an allegation of a fraud in a lending case. In a move aimed at improving liquidity-free squeeze and boost lending, government announces upfront capital infusion of 70,000 crore rupees in state-run banks. This is expected to generate an additional lending and liquidity in the financial system to the tune of 5 lakh crore rupees. Industry body Confederation of Indian Industry lauds government, saying that the multi-sectoral and multi-dimensional policy stimulus announced last week will have significant impact, imparting stability and underpinning a new growth impetus for India. State-run IRCTC, which has bagged the rights to run 2 Tejas trains, is finalizing plans to start the first from Delhi to Lucknow from October. Those travelling by India's first private train may be eligible for compensation if it is delayed by over an hour. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited bags 2 orders of 2,500 crore rupees from NTPC for emission control equipment for thermal power plants. Orders involve supply and installation of flue gas desulfurization systems for 13 coal-based units. Employees Provident Fund Organization to launch e-inspection system that will simplify inspection process and ensure organizations with open communications will not be subject to physical inspection until absolutely necessary. Toyota Kirloskar Motor is planning to continue to sell diesel models in the country even as prices of such vehicles are expected to go up significantly with the upcoming BS6 emission norms from 1st April next year. Foreign airlines with flights to India have begun implementing American and European aviation regulators' ban on carrying some models of Apple's MacBook Pro on board, either in check-in or cabin bag, due to risk of battery fires. Asian shares sank on Monday as the latest salvo in the Sino-US trade war shook confidence in the world economy and sent investors steaming to the safe harbors of sovereign bonds, gold and the Japanese yen. Japan's Nikkei lost 2.3%, while Shanghai blue chips fell 1.2%. G7 leaders vow to help Brazil fight the Amazon forest fires and repair damage in the region, while French President Emmanuel Macron assures that the summit leaders are nearing an agreement to support Brazil. German Chancellor Angela Merkel says her country and others will talk with Brazil about reforestation in the Amazon once fires there are extinguished. G7 leaders meet on the last day of the summit today to discuss instability in Libya. The session was also attended by United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Tripoli and parts of western Libya have been engulfed in war since forces loyal to the chief of the eastern-based Libyan National Army started a campaign to take the capital. Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif makes brief and unannounced visit to the G7 summit in France. Zarif in a tweet says road ahead was difficult but worth trying after meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron on the sidelines of the G7 summit. US President Donald Trump says he wants to see a strong Iran and was not seeking a change of leadership in Tehran, adding that the standard of living for ordinary Iranians was unacceptable. US President Donald Trump claims that China had contacted US trade officials overnight to say they wanted to return to the negotiating table, welcoming the news as a very positive development for the world. US President hails Chinese President Xi Jinping as a great leader, says he welcomed his desire for a deal and for calm. US President Donald Trump also said the US and China will very shortly resume trade talks after a weekend of escalating tensions with Beijing. China's foreign ministry has in response said that dialogue was needed to resolve the escalating trade dispute with the United States. A foreign ministry spokesperson said that China strongly urges the United States to stop threatening China by imposing tariffs. Japan's top government spokesman has denied that Tokyo made too many concessions in trade talks with the United States, saying the fact that two countries were able to reach a broad agreement was very valuable. The United States and Japan agreed in principle on Sunday to core elements of a trade deal that the countries are hoping to sign in New York next month. First time since demonstrations broke out in Hong Kong, a police officer fired a live round of gunshots and deployed water cannons to disperse a crowd. Police officers also pointed guns at protesters who were chasing them with sticks and poles. Government of China's Hong Kong Special Administrative Region has condemned the violent acts by protesters in Kwai Tsing, Tsuen Wan and other districts. Protests turned violent in Tsuen Wan in the Western New Territories of Hong Kong as radical protesters hurled petrol bombs at police officers and brutally assaulted them. Hong Kong's pro-democracy lawmakers held a news conference on Monday condemning the leadership of leader Carrie Lam and calling on Beijing to keep their hands off the Chinese-ruled city's affairs. The news conference came a day after the 12th protest weekend, which ended with rounds of tear gas and petrol bombs being used. Australia will block access to internet domains hosting terrorist material during crisis events and will consider legislation to force digital platforms to improve the safety of their services, officials have said. Australian Communications Minister Paul Fletcher said that in the coming weeks, a formal legal direction will be issued to all internet service providers in Australia. As firefighters continue to battle wildfires raging through Bolivia's Robor region and the town of San Lorenzo, Bolivian President Evo Morales has said he is now open to international aid to fight the blazes that have burned at least 1 million hectares of forest cover. Dozens of angry Bolivians staged demonstrations appealing for global help to fight the raging wildfires devastating large areas of the Bolivian Amazon. Sudan's newly created Sovereign Council formally declared state of emergency in the city of Port Sudan following tribal clashes that police say have killed at least 16 people. The acting governor and the head of the National Security Service of the state have also been dismissed. Turkish ground troops will enter a planned safe zone in northern Syria very soon, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said after a joint operations center with the United States opened at the weekend. Erdogan said that just like many other issues some saw as untouchable, they are putting the east of the Euphrates issue on track. Israel has released surveillance footage purporting to show Iranian operatives walking near a site that Israel claims was to be used for drone launches. The Israeli military spokesman said the drones, accompanied by the Iranian operatives, had arrived at Damascus airport from Iran several weeks ago and were taken to a Quds-controlled compound in a village southeast of the city. The Democratic Republic of Congo announces coalition government 7 months after the inauguration of the new president Felix Tshisekedi. Prime Minister Silvestre Ilunga says the president has signed the decree and the government will begin work soon. Indonesia plans to move its capital to Borneo Island from Jakarta, a crowded, polluted city on the north coast of Java Island, which is slowly sinking, Indonesian president says. The new capital, which does not yet have a name, would be located in Borneo's East Kalimantan province. In Spain, at least 7 people, including 2 minors, were killed when a helicopter carrying 5 people collided mid-air with a small plane carrying 2 people over the Spanish island of Mallorca. A 3-day mourning has been declared by Balearic Islands regional president Francina Armengol in the region. Spanish police released a video showing the explosive device found underwater, forcing evacuation of a beach in Barcelona. The device possibly dates back some 80 years to the Spanish Civil War, the Civil Guard has said. China has completed construction of the main structure of China's largest span and loading capability suspension bridge in Chongqing Municipality. The bridge will be used to transport natural gas after completion. Located in Fuling district, the bridge is over 467 meters long with a main span of 355 meters. World number 5 PV Sindhu became the first ever Indian badminton player to win a gold at the BWF World Championships. The 24-year-old defeated world number 4 Nozomi Okuhara of Japan with a scoreline 21-7, 21-7. President Ramnath Kovind also took to Twitter to congratulate PV Sindhu. Congratulations PV Sindhu for winning the BWF World Championships. This is a proud moment for the entire country. Your magic on the court, hard work and perseverance enthralls and inspires millions. Best wishes, world champion, for all your future battles, he tweeted. Following PV Sindhu's victory in the BWF World Championships, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, "The stupendously talented PV Sindhu makes India proud again. Congratulations to her for winning the gold at the BWF World Championships. The passion and dedication with which she pursued badminton is inspiring. PV Sindhu's success will inspire generations of players." Badminton Association of India announces cash reward of 20 lakh rupees for Sindhu after she becomes the first Indian to win a gold at BWF World Badminton Championships 2019. Badminton Association of India announces cash reward of 5 lakh rupees for Sai Praneeth who created history, bringing bronze to the country after 36 years at the Men's Singles BWF World Championships. India defeated West Indies by 318 runs in the first test of the two-match series in Antigua to register their fourth biggest victory in Test cricket. The victory also gives India 60 points in the World Test Championship. As India registers a 318-run win over West Indies in the first test of the two-match series, skipper Virat Kohli adds yet another feather to his cap, becoming the most successful Indian captain in overseas tests. India vice-captain Ajinkya Rahane smashes his 10th 100 in Test cricket after reaching the three-figure mark of 235 deliveries against West Indies in the first test. Rahane is the 16th Indian batsman to hit at least 10 hundreds in Test cricket. 17-year-old Indian Komalika Bari defeats Japan's Waka Sonodo in the recurve cadet women's final to win gold at the 2019 World Archery Youth Championships. Bari has become the third Indian archer to hold a world title. All-rounder Ben Stokes smashes an unbeaten 135 to help England record their highest successful chase in Ashes history. England chased down the target of 359 given by Australia after getting bowled out for just 67 in the first innings. On the sidelines of the G7 summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulates British PM Boris Johnson on England's spectacular win in the third test of the Ashes in Headingley. Tanisha Crasto continued her dominant run, notching up a second successive double crown. In as many weeks at the Yonex Sunrise All India Junior Ranking Badminton Tournament, Tanisha and Aditi Bhatt defeated Trisha Jolly and Varshini VS 21-15, 21-23, 21-17 in a thrilling match that lasted 57 minutes. After losing to Udinese by 1-0 in Serie A clash on Sunday, AC Milan coach Marco Giampaolo has said he is seeking improvement in the team's attacking department and he will go beyond the result in understanding how they can be at their best. Chelsea's midfielder Mateo Kovacic says team's coach Frank Lampard gives players more freedom to take the ball and play in an attacking manner. Kovacic had officially joined Chelsea this season. Rory McIlroy fires 4 under par 66 to win the PGA Tour Championship and claim the FedEx Cup on Sunday. This year's PGA Tour Championship was played under a revamped staggered start format in which players had been spotted, strokes based on their position in the playoff standings. Suzuki's Alex Rins passes MotoGP World Champion Marc Marquez at the final corner to win a thrilling British Grand Prix. It was Suzuki's second win in 3 attempts, following Maverick Vinales' victory at Silverstone 3 years ago. Organizing committee for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics holds a 1-year-to-go event to mark countdown to the start of the Games, which will get underway there in exactly a year. Team of scientists from Maharashtra's Pune developed new technology which will detect cancer at an early stage. New technology which the scientists have termed as OneCoDiscover claims that it can help establish the overall survival rate of cancer patients. Master blaster Sachin Tendulkar takes part in a half marathon in Mumbai to raise awareness about leading a healthy lifestyle. The marathon saw nearly 20,000 people from all walks of life turn up early to take part in the 4th edition of the Mumbai Marathon. China's 5th annual World Robo Conference opens to the public in Beijing with bionic flying birds, robo superheroes and Taiji playing robots all on show. Bionic flying bird uses GPS navigation and a remote camera to achieve semi-autonomous flight. Fireworks set ablaze in color the night sky above Kaliningrad as artists from 6 countries fire more than 2,000 firework pieces over 15 minutes across the sky in the Russian enclave. The festival's climax saw all competing teams unite forces in a spectacular joint salute. Paris celebrated the 75th anniversary of its victory over the rule of the notorious Nazi leader Adolf Hitler with a parade in 1940s dress, delighting onlookers who took part in the joyous commemoration. French firefighters hung a French flag on Paris' Eiffel Tower reminiscent of the moment flag was flown on the iconic monument after the end of Nazi rule in the French capital 75 years ago. Reenactment was part of celebration of the 75th anniversary of the city's liberation from the Nazis. Paris unveiled a new museum dedicated to the city's liberation from Nazi rule in the Second World War. Museum displays military equipment and documents relating to resistance firefighters and everyday Parisians. 7,000 items are on display, including a Nazi flag, a cigarette box, and a gas mask. Nigerian artist Hanifa Adam is making portraits and other pieces of art using leftover food products. She says she derives inspiration from daily life experiences and her culture. Revelers from across London and around the world attended the famous Notting Hill Carnival. The Notting Hill Carnival is a symbol of interracial tolerance which dates back to the 1960s and celebrates the Afro-Caribbean community. Military bands from around the world staged a colorful performance on Red Square in front of the Kremlin in the heart of the Russian capital. The festival featured bands performing a wide range of music, brought to Moscow over 1,000 performers from 12 countries. Singapore has begun a public trial of driverless buses that can be booked with an app. The autonomous vehicles, comprising 2 minibuses and 2 smaller shuttles, will ply popular destinations along a 5.7-kilometer route. The buses can operate in moderate rain but have to stop during heavy downpours. A family in Vishala village of Rajasthan's Barmer district makes beautiful clay jewelry for 20 years now. It is eco-friendly and free of chemicals with the traditional touch of designs. The Hindi film industry showered praises to Indian ace shooter PV Sindhu, who created history defeating Japan's Nozomi Okuhara in the badminton BWF World Championship. Actor Anupam Kher tweeted, "Congratulations, dearest PV Sindhu, for becoming the world champion. Your victory makes Indians all over the world so proud." Actor Shah Rukh Khan, Anushka Sharma, Taapsee Pannu and filmmaker Karan Johar took to Twitter to congratulate PV Sindhu on becoming the first Indian to win gold in the BWF World Championship. Chairman of Central Film Certification Board Prasoon Joshi said that the demise of former Union Minister Arun Jaitley has left the entire nation in a state of shock. He also said that the country will feel his absence. Inshallah, starring Alia Bhatt and Salman Khan, has been pushed ahead. The film, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali, was initially due to hit the floors in September. Actor Shah Rukh Khan launched a heritage postal stamp of Bandra station as the station celebrates its 150th anniversary. SRK urged the audience to use postal stamps instead of online texting. Multi-starrer Mission Mangal is running strong at the box office, crossing the mark of 150 crores in just 11 days of its release. The film has also managed to win appreciation from critics. The official teaser of Abhishek Sharma's The Zoya Factor released on Sunday. The film stars Sonam Kapoor and revolves around the Rajput girl who ends up becoming the lucky charm for the Indian cricket team in the 2011 World Cup. Actors Kangana Ranaut, Shilpa Shetty and Malaika Arora walked the ramp on the final day of the ongoing Lakme Fashion Week 2019. Kangana was a showstopper for Disha Patil, while Malaika were a creation of designers Dia and Rajveer. Shilpa was a showstopper for designer Puneet Balana. Janela D'Souza makes a comeback on the ramp after 5 years at Lakme Fashion Week. The actor graced the ramp as a showstopper for the designer Saroj Jalan. Actress Kareena Kapoor closes the fashion mega event. Kapoor turned showstopper for fashion designers Gauri and Nayanika at the Lakme Fashion Week grand finale. Actor Aamir Khan extends support to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's initiative for banning single-use plastic in the country. Aamir tweeted, "The initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi to curb single-use plastic is an effort. All of us should strongly support. It's up to each of us to make sure we stop using single-use plastic." Switching gears from cop dramas and vigilante action films, John Abraham will be seen in the comedy Pagalpanti later this year, and the actor says he has tried his best to grow in the genre. The film has an ensemble cast, including Anil Kapoor and Ileana D'Cruz in it. Star Wars actors teased an epic send-off. The cast of Frozen sang, and action movie star Dwayne Johnson rolled out in a riverboat as Walt Disney promoted its upcoming films, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, slate to devoted fans. Leonardo DiCaprio's environmental initiative Earth Alliance has committed $5 million towards the preservation of the Amazon rainforest following an alarming surge in wildfires. The funds will be donated to 5 local organizations combating the fires and providing relief to the communities impacted. And Netflix announces the title of the movie adaptation of hit drama series Breaking Bad as El Camino. Teaser of the same was released on Sunday. The film will release on the 11th of October. And that's all in this edition of Express News. We'll be back again tomorrow with more news and the latest updates. Keep watching DD India. Namaskar.
देखता है कि रोड पे मतलब कभी किसी लड़की को देखा ही नहीं है, इतनी गंदी तरह से देखता है। मेरा अटैक 2017 में हुआ था। मेरे ऊपर अटैक मेरे पापा ने करा था। तो मेरी मम्मी मुझे चौड़े बर्तन में मतलब कि गिलास में ही पानी देती थी और मैं बोलती थी मम्मी कुछ बड़े से बर्तन में मुझे पानी दो, क्योंकि मैं उसमें ना अपना चेहरा देखना चाहती थी।
मतलब ऐसे मुंह ढक ढक के चलते, सब लोगों ने संग छोड़ दिया, मेरे रिश्तेदार ने, मेरी माँ के ने।
हेलो एंड वेलकम, मेरा नाम डॉली है और आप देख रहे हो वाई फैक्टर।
And I am Shreya Upadhyay. Welcome to a brand new episode of Y Factor. And we are today here in Agra with acid attack survivors. We will talk to them about their journey to more empowerment, to strengthening themselves and working here at a cafe which is specially run by acid attack survivors. Let's talk to them. Well, I've got Dolly with me. She's 19 years old and she is in fact an acid attack survivor. Her attack happened in 2013. आइए इनसे बात करते हैं, समझते हैं कि कब क्या कैसे हुआ और वो कैसी इस चीज़ से उभरी। डॉली, सबसे पहले वेलकम टू वाई फैक्टर हमारे प्रोग्राम में। एंड सबसे पहले ये बताइए कि आप पे अटैक कब हुआ और कैसे हुआ, इफ़ यू कैन रिकॉल।
मतलब मेरे ऊपर अटैक 2013 में हुआ था, जब मैं 13 साल की थी। तो मतलब मैं स्कूल पढ़ने जाती थी, तो एक लड़का मेरे से बदतमीज़ी करता था। मैंने अपनी मम्मा को बोला तो मम्मी ने उसको डांटा, तो उसने बोला जब तू मेरी नहीं तो किसी और की नहीं, तो मेरे ऊपर एसिड डाल दे। मतलब मेरा उस टाइम मैं घर पे कैरम बोर्ड खेल रही थी, घर पे कोई भी नहीं था। घर पे आया, मेरे से बदतमीज़ी करने लगा। मैंने बोला यहाँ से जा, तो उसने एकदम से मेरे फेस पे